So, went out for an early walk today. Just kind of stroll, get my head right, clear my mind. Things are starting to get a little busy. And I think the same thing's going on for you. But then I noticed on my lawn, a nice little deposit from someone else's dog because I haven't had a dog for well over a year. And I was just like, a lot of people want to have pets. Everybody wants to have something that they can take care of. But then once you get that pet, because most of the time people like to give you a cute little gift, especially with the holidays coming up, and they'll surprise you with a pet, and then you have it, and then what? Dog gets a little older, it's not a cute little puppy anymore. Or just originally, a lot of people just want the nostalgia of getting a pet, but they don't know how to take care of it. They don't know that they have to take, especially dogs, you gotta walk it every day. Rain, snow, sleet, doesn't matter. They gotta go. They gotta go to the bathroom. They gotta sniff the area. They gotta explore their neighborhood, explore their community. That's what dogs do. But then it just kind of hit me. I'm like, it's very similar to a business. Like, if you want to run a business, you got to take care of it. Everyone gets excited, like, yes, I'm going to leave the classroom. I'm going to start my own business. I can't wait. This is so exciting. And then the nostalgia wears off. Now, wow, this is a lot of work. Did I make the right decision? So things like this kind of like pops up in my head, you know? And sometimes a lot of people say, should I go? Should I stay? If I do go, what am I going to do? And I don't know anything except for teaching, or I don't know anything except for being a coal miner or just being a hairstylist. That's all I know. But you have to understand, like, when you do a business, when you do a occupation, not a job is what you do. A job is filing papers. A job is sending emails. A job is organizing desks. A job is cleaning an office. But an occupation is being a nurse, being a teacher. So sometimes the terminology we kind of get you have to get used to. Then we always ask, like, should I really just keep going? But then I keep seeing, especially for me, like I like to look at different Facebook groups. And then, of course, once you visit one thing, all of a sudden it feeds into it because, the algorithm. And then I see a lot, and I'm starting to see more Facebook groups of disgruntled teachers. And it just cracks me up that you're a disgruntled teacher clearly in a Facebook group that is designed for people to complain and to air out their grievances and maybe to vent, or some of them really want to give you options of how to help. And you put a post anonymously. What are you afraid of? What is it? Like, if you're going to put a post out, put it out into the world, really showing your side, your truth, why does it have to be anonymous? I'm giving you the side eye right now. Mhm. Why? Why are you hiding? So, and I mean, it's so funny when people do that. They're like basically looking for an answer from someone to kind of give them that golden ticket, someone to kind of like, you know what, let me tell you what to do. Let me show you, like, this is a great option for you. Like, yeah, you've done so many things. And if I use teachers, you've done a lot of things to really kind of break concepts down. But then you thinking about leaving, and then you're just like, I don't know what to do. I I don't know where to go. All I know is teaching. Well, let me tell you, sugar. Um, and sugar can go for male or female. You wear a lot of hats. You do a lot of things. I know at this one particular school, like every time we had prom, like we organized the prom. We figured out who's doing food, who's doing the desserts, who's doing decorations. What decorations are we going to have? Okay, we'll let the kids vote. Okay, they want under the sea. All right, again. And then after you do the Under the Sea theme, we can put events together in a matter of minutes. If you all of a sudden paid for someone to come and entertain your kids and they decided to leave at the last minute, we as teachers put on our capes, brush our hair back, put on that teacher bun, and before you know it, you got like a beautiful event where everyone is raving about because you know how to do origami, because you know how to organize, because you have creativity, you know how to design the set, and it only took like a day. When it comes to teachers, you have a lot of skills. But then when someone all of a sudden or you make a decision to leave, you feel lost, you know? And I want to ask the questions, but really it's a statement because you don't trust yourself. You don't believe, or maybe you just haven't taken a moment to really write down or just to see what is it? What are the things that you do as a teacher? By you doing lesson plans, you had to think, yes, they gave you the curriculum, they gave you the topic, but you had to put the spin on it. You had to sit down and research on Pinterest and on YouTube, like some ideas to kind of help spark you to go running to the $1.25 store and buy things to create an atmosphere that the kids never thought will ever occur. And it's not because you got extra money from your district. No, you took your own money and you digged in your pocket to design what you wanted to design. So, I mean, I can't help to say when it is time to make any kind of decision, we're so used to other people telling us what to do, we almost get to the point that we can't think for ourselves. And I'm one of those people. Because when I was growing up, sports wasn't a part of my life. I didn't wasn't raised on sports. It wasn't until my freshman year of high school when I said, I want to do something that is going to be a little bit bigger than myself. And I didn't know that an orange basketball was going to be that ticket to show me the world, to help me meet different people from different races all over the place. I didn't know because no one showed me that path. Someone just basically looked at me and said, hey, you're tall. You should either play basketball or be a model. Well, I wasn't about that carrot salary life. So let me tell you about this basketball thing. But then we were always trained, if you really think about it. When we were born, our parents told us what is yes, what is no, what is good, what is bad, what makes you a good child, what makes you a bad child. Then you go into school. Then you got a teacher telling you what is good, what is bad, what makes a good student, what makes a bad student. And then as you grow older, now you got a boss that's telling you what is good, what is bad, and how you should do it. And this is the packet that I want you to read and follow our rules. And then you don't have a boss. You made a decision and you're like, how am I? Is there anyone around to tell me what to do? No. Now it's you. So that's why I always said, like, you know, you try some things and then all of a sudden you catch yourself doing this statement. Every time I do something, I screw up. I don't even know why I do it. And I hear this a lot from teachers. I think I made a mistake. I think I did. I really think I should go back to the classroom. Uh, that's what you know. Because it's not very familiar to you and it wasn't really taught to you, it wasn't really broken down. No one, unless you went to school for business, unless you had parents that were business minded and that was talking about investments, that's the only way you knew that stuff because that information was passed on to you. But what happens if you were born in a family that it wasn't? That wasn't passed on to you. Now you have to figure yourself out. Now you have to do your research. So that's why I say for this is like decision making. Do you trust yourself? Like seriously, guys, Ask the question to yourself. Do you trust yourself? Do you? Some of you might have a quiet yes. Or some of you may be real confident, like, yeah, I trust myself, Audrey. I know that's why I'm doing all this business. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm following you, just to get ideas. But there's some people that will call me and ask me, what kind of pen do you use? I wish I could make this up. Whatever is on sale. That's what kind of pen I use. But some people really take it literally when they say, hey, I'm willing to help, but I don't want to have to design your whole entire life. I don't want you to be a mini version of me. Yes, I left the classroom. Yes, that first year of leaving the classroom sucked completely, big time. But what kept me going was I knew I didn't want to go back. Even though it was a harsh reality for me, I felt so comfortable afterwards. Like I felt like this is what I was supposed to do. So I did make that decision. And why do we hesitate on making a decision? And we all know the answer. If not, I'm going to tell you. It's because that fear. And fear has many different levels, many different areas. So that fear can come from the fear of the unknown. It could be the fear of I, I, just a fear in self. It's something different. You're just afraid of what is going to happen. If I leave the classroom, that means what's going to happen to my pension? What's going to happen to my insurance? I mean, I got kids, I got a husband, I got a house, I got a mortgage. Like what happens to my lifestyle? What's going to change? So, as I was walking, this popped into my head a little bit by Steve Harvey. When you go through a glass ceiling, be prepared to get cut. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to make that change, to really decide, because whatever you decide, it is going to affect everything you do. It's not going to be like, okay, I'm just going to make a decision here and it's only going to affect this little part. Mm-mm. It's going to change your whole life. Like for me, I'm changing my diet. I decided I'm not eating meat anymore. There it is. There's a claimer. And it's changing my whole way of seeing things. Do I feel lighter? Yes. Today, I'm wearing exercise pants that I couldn't fit in for 2 years, all because I just changed my diet. I'm not working out as much as I would love to, but I'm still working out. But I was working out before, but I had to make a change. But now it's not just a diet, it's my lifestyle now. Now I can honestly go to people and say, I don't eat meat. I don't eat fish, nothing. No, and I feel good. But I had to make that decision. So if you want change, you have to make a decision. If you don't want to be in that classroom anymore, you have to make a decision. If you don't want to work for that boss or that company anymore because they know they don't appreciate you, you have to make a decision. Stop complaining about it. Because all you're doing is running your mouths and, oh, maybe a couple people will like my post. Yay. But you did it anonymously. They don't even know who you are. They're just reacting to your post. And a lot of times you'll see all these posts like I'm going to leave, and then all these people are saying, "Yay, good job." But who are the people saying, "Yay, good job"? Are they the ones that are still in the classroom working? While you're sitting there like, I don't know what I'm going to do next. Because here's my thing, and I'm going to be as very blunt as I can. If you can't make that decision for yourself, then who? Who's going to make that decision for you to say, you know what, let me give this tutoring thing a try? You don't have to give up your whole entire life to do it. If you want to do it part time, if you just want to take on a couple students to see if this is what you want to do, then do it. If you want to follow other people like myself that has started and really took the plunge in doing it, I'm going to say it's not going to be easy. You're not going to work a full 52 weeks. You're not. You're going to work probably, especially secondary, you're going to work probably like around 35, maybe 36. And if you have something during the summer, you're going to be as exhausted that you don't want to do anything during the summer. But guess what? You're going to have to. You're going to want to talk to people that's going to give you the truth and not going to give you fluff. If you want fluff, there's plenty other people out there that you can get it. Like, yes, you can make $1,000,000. I'm like, yes, you can, but it's going to take a lot of work. It's not just going to magically appear into like, okay, I did one video and all of a sudden I'm fully booked. That's not how it works. But if you are going to make any kind of decision, any kind of career change, any kind of life change, should I get married? Should I get divorced? Should I have a baby? Should I move to that city that I always wanted to move to? Should I let me move to Bali? I've never been to Bali, but I want to go. Should I go? Only person that can answer that question for you is no one on Facebook, no one on Instagram, no one on TikTok, no one on Snapchat, LinkedIn, any of those platforms. The only person that can answer that question is you. That's the only person who can do that. So before I go into it, if you're here, hashtag live. Watching replay, hashtag replay. Because it helps with the algorithm. And then if you got a comment, go ahead, put it in there. I'm going live right now. All right? Why not? So getting back to whole making decisions, a lot of people will say, you know what? Let me read books. Not a problem. You can read books. Hey, got some back here. All right. There's some other in the other room. So motivational books, reading some books about sales, reading some books about inspiration. All right. Watching the videos, talking and maybe even following one of these great motivational speakers. You got Steve Harvey, you got Tyrone Gibbs, you got Oprah Winfrey, you have Tony Robbins, you got Mel Robbins. There's a whole list goes on and on and on and on. And don't forget Les Brown. Yeah, downtown with Les Brown. Okay. And then can't forget about Sir JT. ET. Let's say JT. What am I thinking of? Not Justin Timberlake, someone else. All right. But there's one book that derives from all that. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, Audrey, I think I know what you're about to say. Are you really ready to go into that venture? Yeah, why not? Bring it. If you don't like it, go ahead, get off. Okay. Why don't you go to the Bible? It's there. Everything you want to know. Anything to inspire you. Prime example, Matthew 17, verse 20. If you have faith, nothing will be impossible for you. If I may say, if it's not so much believe in God, if you believe in yourself, nothing's impossible. I don't care if some people's parents don't like this and some people's parents don't like that. If your parents don't trust and believe that you can do it, if your husband or significant other doesn't believe that you can do it, as long as you have the belief, you can do anything. I have never gotten underneath a vehicle before as a mechanic. But I bet you cold hard cash, if I sit down and I'm passionate about it and I want to learn about it, I bet you cold hard cash I will figure it out and the car will continue to run. Why not? Why are you hiding? Okay. And one main thing is a lot of people want to make these decisions when you're off high emotion. You got pissed off at work. Someone really did you dirty. You've been planning an activity and all of a sudden, you know what? We're going to have an assembly. And you're like, I spent days putting this thing together. Or my favorite is like when you did all this stuff and and all of a sudden one of your other colleagues, they were having a field trip on the same day and didn't announce it to anybody. All of a sudden the principal's like, why is there school buses in front? Because we're having a field trip. And about maybe 95% of your student population of your class is going on that field trip. And then you're upset. And then you're like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to get out. But don't do it based off emotion. You're really going to have to sit and think this out. You need to make a plan before you do anything. Because just like everything in life, emotions come and emotions go. With all this emotion coming and going, you got to write this stuff down. While you're hyped up, write it down. Write it down on a piece of paper, put it in a journal, something. What are your hopes? What are your dreams? What are your passions? What are those skills that you are really good at? And what are those skills that you're like, with some time, I could be able to do all that. But whatever it is, you need to write it down. Don't say, well, I think about it all the time. You're going to make yourself crazy. Write it down. And here's the guidance. Ready? Another Bible verse. Yes, or just doing more than one. Okay. Habakkuk 2:2. All right. Write it down and make it plain so those who read it may run with it. I didn't say I haven't memorized, but there are some of those that I live by. You got to write it down. Write down your dreams, write down your passions, and look at it. Don't just put it in your phone because guess what? You're not going to look at it if you do it electronically on your phone. It's not going to be as consistent, and it should be. Write it down. Tape it to your desk, tape it to your wall, put it next to the calendar of the beach scene. You know what I'm talking about because I know a lot of you guys have like a beach filter or beach scene on your screensavers, and you have the thing. Yeah, you have the calendar that has the beach on it as well because you want to be near the beach. You love the beautiful blue water. You love the white sands, or maybe even the dark sands, or maybe in the rocky sands. No matter what, a lot of us are gravitating to the beach. But write down what your thoughts are. Write down what your dream is. Because guess what, baby boys and baby girls? If you're waiting for someone to come and save you, I'm not even going to put this up here. But if you're waiting for someone to come and save you, tell you exactly what you need to do for the rest of your life, it's not going to happen. It's just not. You're not going to constantly have grandma around or grandpa. You're not going to constantly have your mother and father or your awesome auntie and uncle. You're not going to have that cool assistant principal that you go to all the time or your department chair who you love. They're not going to be around all the time. They're not going to be around to ask you or to answer your questions. What headphones should I buy? Which ones that actually work? Okay, what computer should I buy? Just buy a laptop. If you plug it in and it doesn't explode, it's a good computer. Like how high tech do you want to get? And if you notice that it should be a little more high tech, then do that. Don't wait for someone to give you the answer because there isn't an answer. Everybody's dreams and hopes and passions are completely different. So that's why when you go and make these posts online and you're trying to get someone else to kind of spark some ideas, the ideas are going to come from you. It's not going to come from me. It's not going to come from anyone else. But my thing is, if you believe, you receive whatever you ask for in prayer. I'm at the point, I don't care if people leave. It's like all the answers. If you look at and you listen to what's going on in motivational videos, what's going on behind the scenes, it's all there. It's all there. Just read Matthew. Hell, I've been starting. I love I said hell. I started reading Matthew like a month and a half ago, and I'm still in it. So there's stuff in there. So when it comes down to making that decision, it's going to be up to you. But you have to trust yourself. You have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then don't do it. Just like earlier when I said about the dog. If you don't believe that you can take care of this dog, then don't adopt it. Don't take it into your house. Don't show it love. just walk away. If you know that you can take care of this business, awesome, do it. But if you just need assistance, that's different from depending on someone and asking for every little detail. Because there's going to be times that you're going to have to take responsibility. It's not the other person's responsibility because they have their own responsibility to deal with. So when it comes to decision making, guys, you have to really look deep in yourself. Write it down. Write are some of the things that you are good at. Write down some of the things that you're just like, I've always wanted to do, or I've had a kind of a passion for it. And then you look, highlight the top 10, the top 10 skills, highlight the top 5 occupations. And if these skills don't match any of these occupations that you want to do, that means it's time for you to create that occupation. And you can, because if you believe, you can achieve. All right, guys. So, if anything, if you want to become a tutor or have an idea, like maybe tutoring might be something for as a stepping stone into give me some time to do what I want to be passionate for, you can join my Facebook group, From the Classroom to Online Tutoring. It's a virtual community. We're there to help each other out. Finally, people are putting some posts in there. It's okay. You guys can post as long as it's not like ridiculously annoying. Go ahead, post it. Um, and then stay tuned for tomorrow at 11 a.m., where I talk to Cheryl Yearling. And we are going to be, she's the CEO of Tutoring with Cheryl. So we're going to sit, we're going to talk, what two tutors talking about like a little bit of our business, how we're going to stand, and also some upcoming events that she has in her arsenal. So, again, guys, I know this is a little long, but I just really and truly wanted you to know that you can get this done. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to stick with the norm and be miserable. You only got one life. I'm sorry for the Buddhist people, but right now, you got to focus on this life. And what do you want out of this life depends on your decision. All right, guys, take care and have a great day.